Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to start a new concept which is called linear simultaneous equations. You might have heard about how to solve the linear equations, right? But if when you see two linear equations or three linear equations, so there are certain methods of solving it. So one of the method which we use for solving the simultaneous equation is called substitution method. Another method is called elimination method. This is one of my favorite as well, because this will make the equations and the calculation look much more easier. So it is the best method which I would suggest you to go ahead with. And third method is called graphical method, for which you can use your graphing calculators or Desmos or whatever you like. So let's start one by one. How do we solve these sort of equations? So firstly, we are going to follow the first method, which is called substitution method. So let's just understand it in a deeper way. What is exactly the substitution is? See, the name itself says everything. I always say that. Reason being, substitution stands for the thing that you're substituting in, right? Substituting means you're taking one equation's part and putting it in the second equation, right? So let's just understand it. What exactly is this? I'm taking a example for this because the better way to make you guys understand this is by using an example. Suppose these two equations are given to you guys, right? So how do we solve it now? See, y is automatically equals to something, right? So this is your first equation and this is your second equation. I am finding my first equation is much more simpler and automatically in that way that I can substitute it in y, right? So what I'm going to do is I am taking the second equation and putting the y's value, this y's value which is here in this. So that means I'm putting a bracket here because that's a binomial term for the y equation. So it is x plus 5 here, right? Which is equal to 1. So if you solve it now, your whole equation is in the form of x. So it is very easy to solve it for x now. As you can see, there is a minus sign outside the bracket. So we need to change the inside sign like this, right? It will increase one more step for you, right? Now your answer is this 1 plus 5 here, which is going to give you 6 divided by 2, right? That is going to give you 3 as a solution, right? You can cancel this and you easily get a 3. Now you already have the value of x here. Now you use this equation, and substitute your x value in it. This is going to give you the y solution, which is 8. Look how simple is this. Easily you're getting two answers by substituting, right? Let's take one more example to make a better understanding of it. I'm solving it with the same method. Suppose we are taking minus negative 2y plus x is equals to 5. This is my first equation. Second equation is x is equal to 7 plus 3y. This is my second equation. Now here I'm finding that if you look at properly, right? So you are finding that x is automatically in terms of y, which is already given in the question. Now I am using the second equation and plugging in the first one, right? So it's negative 2y addition. This is 7 plus 3y. It is always a safer thing to put a bracket here when you have two binomial terms, right? It is much more easier way to execute the answers, right? So the answer will be easily coming out to be like this, right? So 2y and 3y, negative 2y and 3y is going to give you a y, and this is 5 minus 7, which is negative 2. So this is one solution here. Now I am putting this y solution in the second one because I plugged this equation in the first one, right? You're not going to use the same equation twice, right? So that's why I'm taking a different one here. So it's negative 7 plus 3 times negative 2, which is going to give you 7 minus 6, which is 1. So these are the solutions. I hope you understand this method. This is a very easy method to understand it, right? Now let's come to another question. Or maybe we can try some of the elimination questions here. Let's use the elimination method this time. In elimination method, see, eliminate means just reduce it. Eliminate is reduce, right? You eliminate one term, then you're getting the second term. So which is like this. Suppose we are also taking an example of it. Let's take an example. 3x plus 2y is equal to 5. This is the first equation again, and the second one is x minus 2y equals to 3. This is my second equation. Now you have to decide that whether you want to eliminate x or y in this question, right? So if I want to eliminate y, which is looking much more simpler, right? Because I can see that I am already having a 2y and a 2y, both are same along with the same coefficients, right? Variable and coefficients are same, and there is an opposite sign, so that's a plus point here, right? So how do we solve it now? We are simply going to add these two equations, right? As they have two main things. One is they have the same coefficient and variable. Second is they have opposite sign, which is also a very important thing. Otherwise you have to introduce a negative sign, which I will further discuss it. But if you see something like this with the opposite sign, the same variable, same coefficient, then we are definitely going to add it, and this simply going to cancel out, right? Plus 2y negative 2y is going to cancel and give you a 0, right? Similarly here we have 3x and 1x, right? It is becoming 4x is equals to 8. So x is coming out to be 2, right? Look how easy is this. You're simply getting a very quick answer here, right? Now it is your choice that you want to use the first equation or the second equation, right? But I would suggest you to go with the simpler one. So I am finding the second equation is much more simpler for me. So I am plugging the second equation into this, right? So that means negative 2y equals to 3. Here I'm going to calculate the value for y. So it is 2 negative 3, and I'm shifting this 2y thing on the right side to make it positive, right? So it is y coming out to be negative 1 over 2. That's your final answer for this, right? Always highlight your solutions. This will give your teacher a better understanding that you're simply getting these two solutions as a final result, right? Let's just take one more example for this. Suppose if your question is 3x plus 2y is equal to 8, and 2x minus 3y equals to 1, right? So this is my first equation, this is my second equation, right? But now I gave you 2 points that it should have same variable and coefficient. Okay, so I cannot see that. See, these are opposite ones. Here it is 2, here it is 3, right? 2 and 3. So there is a combination of 2 and 3 on both in x and y's, right? Now I have to make the same coefficient in this, right? This is a very important step. As I can see, my second point is already valid for y, right? As I'm saying, just I'm making it more clear to you people that I had said that same coefficient and variable, right? If it does not have that, please make it. Okay, I'll tell you how do we make it. And second thing, I said that it should have opposite sign, right? So I can see the opposite sign is already here with this.